Hi, this is Lutfi Khan with you. I thought I should show you one of the tools I use sometimes, and I feel this is a very good tool for anyone who wants to learn something about internet and how things are. We can say how things are placed or where things are placed, because sometimes we are using some surveys or using some sites, and we feel that. The site is taking too much time. For example, if you are a user and you are using some site and in your thinking, you think the site should be located somewhere near to you, but in actual, the site, you don't know where the site is located, which you are accessing. I mean, because we just access a IP address or a site URL. I mean, for example, we access CNN.com or BBC or whatever, but we don't know that where we are being served. So this tool will give you a help if you want to know that the service you are accessing right now, the service is actually located in which part of the world. Like for example, we talk a lot about cloud. I mean, there's a cloud, and a lot of people, they are not very much uh, sure that where their cloud is actually located, because sometimes you want to use some specific service and you want to be that it should be hosted near to you. So if you want to be sure that, for example, if you are using a service and the service provider told you that we have launched the service very near to you so that you can access it very easily with very less latency, very less time, and you want to be sure that yes, he has put it very near to you or not. So this is very good tool, because the people who are from the networking side, maybe they should have already used this tool, a lot of guys. But even if they have not used this tool, generally in the network we used a text-based tool, and that tool is it gives us that, okay, we give a IP, that okay, this IP, we want to know that what is the root of this IP, and they give us that, okay, to reach this IP you have to go through these intermediate IPs. So the people who are really in the networking field, they, because they are already working it on a daily basis, so they remember that, okay, this IP should be from this area, or if you do a TLS resolution of the IP, it will tell you that this IP domain is located in which area. But still, it gives, you need either you need a lot of time to understand, or you must be remembering a lot of things. So I found this tool useful in a way that it gives you a geographical or a visual representation of the route. Like for example, I have a website. This is my website, www.telecomlearner.com. So, for example, if I want to know that where is this site actually hosted, because this is just a name that I got, I mean, so it may be hosted anywhere in the world. So the previous way, which was used generally, was that I will do a trace route. This is the command for trace route, tracert www.telecomlearner.com. So I did a trace route on 30 hops, and it started from my home, and it took me to some IP addresses. Now some IP addresses, it is because I have asked it has to do the resolution also. So like for example, this IP address has told me that this IP address belongs to this some site. So like this is telia.net, so it's Telecom Italia. So I can see that from my home to Telecom Learner, I went through somewhere in Italy as well, and then I reach this place. Now, if I want to actually know that where these places are located, here it shows me that it's on GoDaddy. This I already know that this is on GoDaddy. So, but how to reach or where it is, either I will have to do a searching on these all of these websites. I will have to find that okay, where this website, where this IP address is located geographically, because we can check through other sources as well, but it will need a lot of time and I will have to do a lot of other research. But this is the way that mostly generally the people in network industry, if they want to see that how one IP is reachable, then we can do a trace route of that IP, that okay, this is the IP or this is the website URL address, and we reach it through these intermediate nodes. So the good thing in this tool is that it will do the same thing, but it will show me in a graphical way. So this looks much better. So let me start this. You can ask it to resolve host name as well, but this takes a bit more time. But let me open it so I will show you that what is the benefit of doing it. And then I asked to start the trace route. So first it went to my location. And from my location, it went to another location, and we see here the IP addresses they start changing. 39 was in Pakistan. Now we went to US. Okay, it went to US. And then it went to Europe. This is Italy. So it is a Telecom Italia that we were able to see there. Here there is no name, no problem. So it's now within Italy, it's going here and there, and okay, this is France, Netherlands. Okay, now you see this is showing the, here it knows very precisely that it's in Netherlands. So again, there are some hops which are not recognizable. There are, when you have these kind of things, it means that there is some firewall which is hiding the actual actual server, because you don't allow each and every server to be explorable because of, like for example, DDoS attacks or other things. I mean, you don't put everything on public. These are not illegal kind of things. I mean, these are legally. I mean, you have to keep something secured. So now it's still okay. Now it went back to US, and this trace route information is now complete. So this, I reach United States, Scottsdale is the town, and my website is basically launched here. So this is, I hope you like it or understand it. Now, the good thing is now we can trace. I mean, I take a big one leap from Pakistan to US, and then from US it went to Europe, and it took a lot of time in Europe, and then from Europe it reached to Scottsdale in US, and this is where the site is located. So this is one of the good thing in this tool, that it tells you visually that if you are accessing something, then where it is located. So that's how you can check and verify that okay, if you have someone has put a claim, then you can verify that claim. Now this tool, I mean, this is not the only thing that this tool can do. I mean, this tool can do two more things which are very good. I mean, that you must, if you want to use this tool, these two things also will help you a lot. And one of the thing is this sniffer. Now this sniffer is that For example, if I'm having some problem in accessing some site and I want to actually go down in and investigate that, like for example, this trace route also gives me some good information. Like for example, if I change, I try to see that if I use Amazon.com, then where did it take me? Even if you just want to explore, it will give it. This is very good even for exploring as well. Like for example, a lot of time we just want to know. So takes me to US, then Europe, then Europe. Now this is Italy. It's recognized Italy here. Last time that was Netherlands here, but now it is not able to recognize this Netherlands. So if you go deep in these, you can learn more that why something is like that. Generally, these are because of, as I told you, these are because of some firewall issues. So let's stop it here. Okay, traceroute is completed. So if I go to Amazon, it takes it to Amazon in, this should be again something like Netherlands or maybe. Okay, so the other thing is this sniffer. So what a sniffer does, that for example, now I want to go in more investigation. I'm having some problem with some site, or I just want to know that if I'm going to some site, what kind of information is being exchanged. The people who have worked in Wireshark, who know Wireshark, I can tell them that this is a bit similar to Wireshark. So I ask it to be in sniffer mode. Okay. I will not provide it any host name or anything. I don't want to filter. I want it to sniff all the packets. So now I will generate some traffic. So for example, here I go to my site again and I open this page. So now you will see that it has started picking the pages which are picking the packets which are being sent from my system to the internet. So like for example, this is a packet which is sent from here, and okay, I'm sending packets in 3 directions. Some of the packet are being sent towards US in Mountain View. Some are going to US in unknown place, and some are going to Amsterdam in Europe. So right now I'm sending packets in 3 directions. And for example, these are user packets, UDP packets, and these are TCP. So I'm sending both UDP and TCP. Both kind of packets are being sent, and like for example, this one packet, if I see, this is frame number 1. It has a timestamp, frame length. Okay, one new channel is also opened. So on Ethernet, there is a source and destination. Because it started from me, so source is should be something from my side maybe, or maybe not. Now I came to the IP side. Another one more thread is open. So this is how you can see that how many different threads are being opened from your side. So network capturing, I should maybe stop it because it's already taken a lot of things. So this is my IP. We have two IPs. So the source IP. Okay, this packet is maybe sent to me. The source is 172. Destination is 192.168. It has a UDP, and this is the payload. So right now we will not go in a lot of detail. This packet is coming back from US. This is some big data, 1350 bytes of payload. So it's coming from some 192.168 means it's a local IP, and destination is my IP. So one more good thing of this is they have added this whois.com in, like for example, if you just want to know that who owns this IP. This was the destination IP. It gives me US. It's Google IP. So whois.com, generally if you are doing a kind of this kind of investigation, a kind of research, then what you have to do is that you have to open the Whois website. Whois is a very common thing. I mean, you can check both the things. For example, you can check a website, and it will tell you about the website. And like for example, I open my website. It's telling me that this website is basically it's under GoDaddy. So it's a GoDaddy website. And if you have any problem, you should talk to GoDaddy. They have put it on Scottsdale. You know, the full address is here. Hayden Road, suite number 226, Arizona. And organization, abuse handler, tech handle, there are knock. So they have even provided you that if you have any problem, for example, the site owner is giving you any problem, you can complain. You can put your complaint to GoDaddy, because GoDaddy is the main person. I mean, if I'm giving you any problem, you can go to GoDaddy and you can tell them that this site, which is hosted by you, it's giving me some problem. So what I was just I want to tell you is that this Whois also they have added in this app, so that you don't have to go outside of the app. Now, for example, like if you are checking any packet, like this packet is coming from an unknown source, and you see that this packet is a TCP packet, and now both are private IPs, so you will not be able to learn anything from this IP, because this range will not be able to tell you anything about this range. Okay, this is 192 direct assignment. So this is the internet agency which assigns, I mean, because this IP of 192.124, it's not assigned to anyone specifically. So that's why they routed us to this international agency, that if you want anything about this IP, you should talk to these guys. So what I was telling you is that this tool, it gives you three things in the same tool. I mean, so if you want to do any kind of small research, if you are a normal internet user and you are having, for example, some problem with any website, so with the help of this tool, you can at least uh, know three things. Number one is that where is the service located? That service, if you are having any problem in any service, then where the service is located. So the trace route will tell you that where is the service located. Then after the service location, if you want to know that, okay, who is the main owner of some intermediate places? For example, your service is going through 4, 5, 6 hops, and you think that on some of the hops you are feeling some big problem. Then from this whois.com, from this whois service, you can check the owner detail and how you can access the owner, how you can do complain about the owner if you are having some latency problem or it's giving you a lot of delay, it's dropping a lot of your packets. And one thing that you can do is that, for example, sometimes you are not sure that where from whom your system is sometimes we are sitting on internet and it's doing something and we don't know, like for example right now I'm sitting here, I just want to know that if my internet is doing anything, I will just start, it will tell me that okay, you are doing something, you are connected to USA. So this is sniffing, it tells you at a specific anytime. I mean, you need to check everything. It will check on TCP, UDP, ICMP, and it will check all ports. If you want to do some specific thing, I mean, you want to know, then you can even put a host name, and you can verify if you are doing any information exchange with this specific host name or not. As for example, my system is doing something and I just write here www.cnn.com and then I start. Now it's not showing to me. It means that it's not doing any information exchange with CNN. But if I change the name, I put here youtube.com and now I started. So it's showing me that I'm not doing any specific exchange with YouTube as well. So if you just want to be sure about any specific domains, so it's not telling me this as well. Let me write GoDaddy. Okay, not specific about GoDaddy. But when I ask it to just sniff, it starts sniffing something. So it means that I am doing something with some guys, but they are not. Let me check these web address one by one. This is okay. This is Google. So what I should do? Let me write here Google, and then I start sniffing. No, not like that. Okay, here maybe we have to provide to filter the packet, we have to provide a very exact address. But you know, if, for example, what I try to give you an example, that if you are just sitting and you feel that your system should not be doing any information exchange with anyone right now, then you can just verify. I mean, you can just put this button and it will tell you that how many active connections you have right now, and these connections are okay. These are the hosts. So because these are very detailed host names, so that's why we were not able to filter these. So I hope this video should be beneficial for you. This tool should be good for you if you want to spend some time, if you want to learn, if you want to know something about internet, how internet works, how generally we reach from one site to another site. Like you see, we have two connections open right now, going in almost same directions. Both are going to the US. Okay, but one is going to the east and one is going to the west coast and one is almost going to the east coast. That's why they are showing two different directions. But if I open it for a longer while, I mean, if I open it for more minutes, it will show me exactly that how many different channels I have, how many different sessions are being. If you are a learner of telecom, if you are learning internet, in that way also it will give you some help, some information that now you can see that this single system, it has opened these multiple sessions. I have opened 5 sessions right now, and all these sessions are with different colors to show me the difference, and then I can check any specific, like for example, this is going to Mountain View. Then I have Scottsdale, and then I have this unknown location, then this Huntsville. So just to close this, that this tool, I think you should use it if you are interested to know that how internet networking works. This tool gives you 3 things. It tells you, first of all, if you want to check the route to something, like for example, I checked my website telecomlearner.com, and I checked and I came to know that it's hosted in US, but it has some big connection in Europe as well. And because I know that GoDaddy has put it in a way that the main website is hosted from US, and the SQL server they have put in Europe. That's why it's giving me a relation between these two places. But somehow, I mean, anyhow, you can learn that where some specific site is located, and then with the help of this whois.com, you can, if you have any, for example, if you want to know about any destination address, specific address, then you can very easily just copy from here and just paste it on whois, and then it will tell you that who is the owner and how you can report anything against this owner if you are having any problem. So one is trace.out, one is whois, and the last thing which I will say that this is very good option if you want, just if you want to know that if you have any suspicious thing, for example, if you sometimes you feel that your system is doing something that you cannot understand why it's doing like that, so you can just do sniffing, and by sniffing it will tell you that how many open connections you have right now, so that then you can check inside and you can see that where these are going. You can check them on Traceroute or Whois, and then you can start making complaints. So also you can have a screen snapshot. I mean, for example, if there was like if I was doing Traceroute and I were to take a snapshot of the trace, I can take it from here. I can copy it on clipboard, export as a file. So I hope you should like this video, you should like this tool, and you should use it if you have any kind of similar requirement. And keep watching my video and subscribe to my channel. See you in some other video soon. Oh, goodbye.